I'm very happy to be here today. You probably noticed that when it comes to open source and standardization, then the Commission has quite a lot of activities ongoing. We are charged by our political lords and masters in doing something in the area of cloud computing. Why are we interested? What it actually is probably very fast done here with this kind of audience. You know it probably much better than me. What is different also, but what are the political challenges and what could we do on European level to accompany this is really the question. So is it a new technology? We would say no, this is just something which we have seen before. But as my general director puts it, it merely raises the stakes, if you understand what it means. It makes everything more apparent that the technology has changed and the problems were there before, and especially the one I'm talking about mostly, which is data protection and privacy. It has been there before, but now it becomes really very urgent that we find some solutions. It's a change in the use of the technology, and we have talked a long time about the convergence of all kinds of industries, but this is certainly the convergence of telecom and IT services. I understand there are quite some questions on the interface between the two. Of course, we want, with our industrial structure in Europe, I go back to my old clients in production, they want to use this. They want to be more competitive by using cloud computing. We have a kind of vision followed for the last 5 to 7 years of the Internet of Services. And of course, we are also under an enormous pressure to make IT more greener. Further to why are we interested, it's this conglomerate. And if I say, I'm understanding myself as a broker between these areas, then you have here the areas. For instance, for someone who is not working in the European Commission, then the word European market on single market is probably not so dominant in your thinking, but I can tell you almost every political decision is justified on that article in the treaty which says we have to build a common European market. There is an industrial opportunity. Yes, we want to have more competitive industries. There is also the digital agenda for Europe in which, and that is 100 actions, but in which it is explicitly mentioned that we should build a strategy for cloud computing. There's the classical things, research, innovation, and policy. Now, we started relatively early in research, and that is probably giving you more than what is on the slide. What is so astonishing for me, although I'm an engineer and have this technical background and this group of computer scientists in my unit, that we are still following this dossier from a research and development part. So normally, this would be in some political area of the Commission, of which we have many, but not in a research unit. But apparently, it's still so much a technical topic that our hierarchy has decided to leave it with us, although we have regular attacks from the political departments who would love to take it over. So one day they will win, I suspect, if this goes on and becomes larger and larger. I don't mind, but as long as we run faster than the political departments, we will probably be keeping it, which is quite interesting because we have 50% of our time is making this strategy and 50% of our time is really dealing with the projects and doing the research funding. So we set up an advisory body and prepared a cloud computing strategy, vision, and research direction document, which we are currently just updating. And maybe this is the right moment to say to you, I could have given you also a presentation in which I sell the work program of the European Commission, in which it is set OpenStack, have funding for projects in the research area which would build an open source cloud computing stack. So this report, you can see we are just updating it, and this is in the vision of the Horizon 2020, which is the research and development program of the European communities beyond 2014. Now, it will be very important to convince there from the communities, from what we call the constituencies, that these things are worthwhile to follow. And what is the basic problem there is that this convergence has not come through yet fully. Although we probably know that the industrial opportunities are in the upper layers of software as a service or platform as a service, not so much in the infrastructure as a service. Traditionally, we have focused our research funding in the lower layers. So this moves all very slowly up, and there is a difficulty in convincing people to invest more in research and development of, I would say, more virtual things. This has to do with the virtuality of what you deliver. People like more if they can depreciate it over 5 years. Now, to depreciate software over 5 years seems to me an absurd thinking, but this is how today tax systems and administrative systems work. Now, a little bit of a joke. Everybody understands, of course, something different of what cloud computing really is. There are all kind of nice jokes about it. There is also the English expression, every cloud has a silver lining, which means at the edge, the sun will come back, even if you have a cloudy environment. So we made, of course, a definition. And what is interesting here about this definition, the researchers have told us they don't want to change that, the research community on cloud computing, is that there was an enormous marketing and lobbying around this definition. And in the end, was more or less agreed that the IEEE decision, which is quite different from this one, is the widely accepted one. I was really amazed about how much money and marketing was going only in the question of the definition. And that shows us, with some of these other terms, where the difficulty lies. So if you make a terminology like this, you probably, from the beginning, and we are working on that, you need, I hesitate to take this word because we had a nomenclatura in another political system for a while, but you need a nomenclature. You need to have an agreement of what these terms, which are on this slide, really mean. Let's take a Microsoft definition, which is equally funny, of what interoperability is. All politicians in Brussels are brought into the Microsoft Interoperability Center, Interoperability and Cloud Computing Center in Brussels. And the interoperability, which they show there, is the interoperability between SharePoint and Word. Now, this is not our interpretation, I guess, of interoperability. But that is very difficult for a non-technical or for a non-software person to judge what that interoperability really means. Now, it's a bit nasty what I'm saying, but it is in the end the interoperability between the products of one vendor, and not the interoperability which we are thinking of between different industrial activities. So, here you see some of the major terminologies, and I guess you don't need an explanation. Or what I think what is needed is some standardization effort also for the sake of contractual agreements of what these terms mean. Now, we hear this from the users, we hear this from all the big players who could go on cloud computing, that this is already the starting point, that very different understandings of the terms is